We have breaking news right now, just broke minutes ago. Jimmy Kimmel show will be returning on air to ABC News. Folks, you did this. Your voice made this happen after days of significant public pressure on Disney and ABC. Disney has caved, deciding to put Kimmel back on air and putting the spotlight on his show tomorrow night. Here's the details right now. In a new statement, Disney has announced, quote, "Last Wednesday, we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. It is a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached a decision to return his show on Tuesday." Now, here's the thing. Jimmy Kimmel is coming back on air at a time where his contract is actually almost up. His contract will end in 2026. Jimmy Kimmel was deplatformed last week after FCC Chairman Brendan Carr essentially gave ABC and its affiliates an ultimatum. Either suspend or cancel the Kimmel show or face the possibility of losing your licenses, losing your media licenses. And well, here's the thing. They caved. They caved to the FCC. They canceled Jimmy Kimmel. They took his show off of air. And then the worst possible thing for Disney began to happen. The boycotts reached levels that they never thought were possible. If you're watching this and you took part in the boycotts, I just want to say thank you for using your voice. Because this is not a partisan issue. This is about freedom of speech in the United States of America. Because freedom of speech matters. Individuals should not be canceled, their shows taken down, just because they said something that wasn't even insensitive, but may have been to some who looked at those words through a partisan lens. And so what ensued over the past 5 days or so, ever since Kimmel's show was first taken off air, was a PR nightmare for Disney. Its stock began to fall, losing hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars in market cap. Millions of people across the globe literally canceled their subscriptions to Disney Plus, to Hulu, to ESPN, and other services that Disney provided. People started to cancel their vacations on Disney cruises, to Disney resorts, to Disney parks, all in the name of Jimmy Kimmel. And where this got significant was you had the former CEO of Disney, Michael Eisner, come out and blast Bob Iger and the current CEO in the current company. You had Disney actresses and actors who participated and starred in shows that appear on Disney Plus come out and blast Disney and ABC and essentially tell their followers not to watch their own shows, not to subscribe to Hulu or to Disney Plus, essentially losing money out of their own pockets because this fight was bigger. Today, we had a letter signed by over 400 actors and actresses across Hollywood, sign a letter saying that Jimmy Kimmel should have never been deplatformed, should have never been taken off of air. The View, which FCC Chairman Brendan Carr may come after next, came out and blasted Disney, saying that essentially the government should not be able to pressure private companies into silencing critics. Whoopi Goldberg said that Carr misunderstands the First Amendment. Sonny Hostin cited Jefferson and Holmes on protecting dissenting speech, and Anna Navarro warned that such intimidation mirrors authoritarian tactics. Celebrities like Howard Stern and John Oliver joined broader calls to boycott Disney and resist political interference in free expression. And this reached politics as well. New York City Democratic mayoral nominee Zohran Mamdani withdrew from a local town hall over the suspension of Kimmel, denouncing Disney's, quote, cowardice under pressure from the Trump administration, warning that it signaled the First Amendment could no longer be relied upon. He accused Trump, he accused Disney, Andrew Cuomo, and Eric Adams of enabling authoritarianism while pledging to take public questions elsewhere. The White House, well, they dismissed him as just a, quote, little communist, and rivals accused him of dodging scrutiny. But folks, this transcended party lines because Senator Rand Paul criticized FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, threatening to revoke ABC licenses, saying that it's absolutely inappropriate, saying that Disney and ABC have no obligation to employ Kimmel, but regulators should never pressure private companies over speech disputes. Ted Cruz, his Senate colleague, came out and compared what Carr did to that of a mob boss, a mafioso. Ben Shapiro, who is one of the most far right or biggest right-wing talking heads, came out and said, well, hold up for a second. Imagine if the shoe was on the other foot. Imagine if it were a Democratic president, a Democratic Congress, and a Democratic FCC chairman going after Republican shows, going after Fox News or Ben Shapiro or Benny Johnson or any of these other Republican commentators on the internet right now. Imagine that. Well, folks, they knew how dangerous what happened to Kimmel was. And as a reporter, I'll tell you this, the First Amendment truly has never been under attack this way ever before. We have not seen the First Amendment under attack in this way. It is scarier than ever to be a journalist in the United States of America right now. Because Kimmel's deplatforming, even though it only happened for 5 or 6 days, it happened because the White House put pressure on on ABC and its affiliates. Now, the mainstream media is going to run headlines saying, well, Jimmy Kimmel was deplatformed because of comments he made about Charlie Kirk. Wrong. Jimmy Kimmel was deplatformed because the White House wanted him deplatformed. That is what happened. That is why it happened. And every single mainstream media company has a responsibility, an absolute responsibility, to report on this accurately. And if they don't, then they don't deserve your time, they don't deserve your money, they don't deserve your viewership. Because right now, this moment is far too important than having media cave to this White House. The White House is literally trying to suppress free speech in America, to suppress the free press in America. And yes, it didn't work with Kimmel this time because you, the people, spoke up. Because you, the people, used your voices, used your choices in deciding, no, this is wrong. This moment deserves better. You spoke up. You made this happen. And because of you, Jimmy Kimmel is coming back on air tomorrow. And because of you, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, and other late night hosts may not face the same fate that Kimmel did over the past 6 days. And all eyes are going to be on ABC tomorrow night. All eyes are going to be on what Jimmy Kimmel will say when he has the opportunity to finally speak again. And you better believe I'll be watching and I'll be updating you. Subscribe to support, and I'll see you soon.